Today, I'm going to be bringing an in-depth analysis of the Oni Wasp. I was able to control the Oni Wasp by myself in Forge, thanks to GameCheat, who was so kindly able to go out of his way and make it possible for everyone to use the new vehicles and weapons coming out. If you want to find out yourself how to use the vehicles and weapons, go to his video. I left a link in the description below. But for this video, I'm going to be talking about the Oni Wasp in depth, about its health, its speed, its damage, and everything you need to know. So, starting off with the bullets, it has explosive rounds and they are very powerful. I would say it has the AoE radius of the Ghost Ultra when it comes to explosive, and the rockets have the same travel time, it seems, as the regular Wasp. I don't know the damage difference. It's not too easy to say. I did some damage tests on the other Wasps, and it doesn't really seem like there is much difference in the rockets, but the bullets definitely do have an increased damage amount, and that's probably what the primary attack will be for the Oni Wasp when people use it. Here is a test using it on the soldiers down below, just the test soldiers, and to show how quickly you can dispose of enemies with the primary shot is very powerful. Moving on to the missiles, it looks like even a close proximity damage does not really take out a Spartan. You have to get a direct hit just like the regular Wasp. So again, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't really seem like the damage has been increased too much on the missiles, which is fine because there's a lot more to this vehicle that will be a bit questionable up ahead. Here I tried to do a bit of a AoE test, but it seems like the auto lock still is pretty ranged for this vehicle still for some reason. Even when it's not red indicated, it still locks on to the enemy from a very far distance, so I had to back up quite a bit. And as you can see, the AoE is pretty damn good for this vehicle. It's like the Ghost Ultra, where it's not too far out, but it's pretty close you need to be at the same time. It's pretty balanced, and the AoE damage itself doesn't really do too much, so you won't be expecting to get a lot of kills with it. It's only good because if the enemy is low on HP and you can't quite get your shots accurate enough, or he's too far, you can still rely on the AoE damage to take them out. Moving on, I decided to try to do some strafe runs and quick movement, just to try to give a little bit of an example of what it would be like to try to take out enemies that are standing still, I guess. But nonetheless, to try to give you an idea of what it's like to shoot these enemy Spartans on the ground with a Wasp from a far distance, not so much a close distance, and see how consistently you can take them out. It is pretty consistent compared to the regular Wasp with its inaccurate bullets, and also from the range that it is, it doesn't really do that much damage, but the Oni Wasp has pretty consistent damage with its range as long as you have that accuracy, so that's pretty good to know. Moving on to the speed test, you can quickly see that they both have the same amount of speed, but it looks like the Oni Wasp has just a little bit better acceleration speed, meaning you can get to the max speed a little bit quicker. Here it is again, just real quickly to show that they do have the same amount of speed. Unfortunately, that is not different, but it's still pretty good, as you'll see up ahead why the Oni Wasp is really powerful. And finally, we come to the defense test to show you guys just how much armor this Oni Wasp truly gained from the regular Wasp. As you can see, I'm using my full overheated shot with my primary attack only first to show that it takes 3.5 fully overloaded shots to take down the Oni Wasp. Moving on to the missiles, it looks like it takes 5 missile shots to take down an Oni Wasp without shields. Keep in mind also that this is also without Wheelman, so there's that to keep in mind. And moving on to the final test with both chain gun and missile shots moving simultaneously, it takes 2 fully overheated chain gun with 2 missiles to take down the Oni Wasp. Without Wheelman, of course, keep that in mind. Moving on to the defense against the regular Wasp, it takes 6 full overheated rounds of the bullets from the regular Wasp to take down the Oni Wasp. Again, this is without Wheelman, so this can possibly pose a problem depending on the wreck cost of the vehicle. We are yet to see that. Moving on to the defense against the regular Wasp missiles. Again, it looks like they do the same amount of damage with the Oni Wasp missiles and the regular Wasp. So again, it is 5 missiles to take down the Oni Wasp without its shields up. Really quick before I wrap this video up, I want to talk about the aesthetics of the vehicle. It looks really nice with the 2 red trails that follow on the tips of the wings. It has a nice red glow on the duct fans of the engine, and it also has a nice matte black finish, so it looks very mean of a vehicle. Very, very nice vehicle indeed. It fits its role as it looks to be a very powerful vehicle indeed. So that's about it for this video analysis on the Oni Wasp. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.